Now for question 4a, express 150 as a product of its prime numbers. If you recall what I said about prime numbers, numbers that can be only divided by number that can only be divided by 1 and itself. Okay, so 450 equals to, easiest would be times 10, okay? 45, if you break it down, it would be, on the top of my head, the factors would be 5 times 9. Then for 10, we have 2 and 5 lah. That's easy. So 5 times 3 times 3 times 2 times 5. Now, if you put them in powers, we have 2 times 3 squared times 5 squared. Okay? That's your answer for 14a. Now, 14b. Find two numbers, both smaller than 100, that have a lowest common multiple of 450 and a highest common factor of 15. Wow. Okay, so lesser than 100, lowest common multiple of 450, common factor of 15. So from this question itself, you know that both numbers should have 3 and 5 inside. So let's give these two numbers a name. Number 1, we have A, and number 2, we have B. Okay, so each of them has, why 3 times 15? 3 times 5. 3 times 5 plus 15 is represented in their prime numbers. So both of them has 3 times 5 in there. So both smaller than 100, common multiple of, lowest common multiple of 450 and highest common factor of 15. So based on lowest common multiple, how do I teach this one? Now for 14b, two numbers both smaller than 100 have a lowest common multiple of 150 and a common factor of 15. So assuming that these numbers are A and B respectively, we give them a name, so it's easier for us to refer to. So a lowest common multiple of 150, if you recall from the question above, or part above, we have this common factor of 15 just tells us that each of this number has 2 times 5 inside. Okay? So based on the lowest common multiple, we can split up and distribute. Okay? So let's say if we were to put 2 here, then we need 1 with 3 and 1 with 5. So like so now we have to split 3 and 5. We can either allocate 3 and 5 both to, let's say, A, but this would make A too big. Okay, so what do I mean? Okay, if we allocated 3 and 5 both to here, then the number would just be 2 times 3 times 5 square, which is equals to 450, which doesn't make sense. So what if we split the 3 to here? Then we have 3 squared times 5. Then we still have a 5. What if we put it here, 3 squared times, then we'll have 225, which goes against this rule. Both numbers smaller than 100. So you can't do that. So what can you do? Okay, let me allocate one of the one of the three to here. So this means that this will become a square. Okay, and let me allocate the 5 here. So, square. This will become 90. Square. This will be 75. And both numbers fall below 100. So the answer would be 75, 90.